Are you not tired of someone shoving Christianity down your throat? Well, here is the movie for you. God's Dead, released in 2014. Wait, hold on 1 second. What is that? Oh, really? Oh, okay, yeah, that's news to me. I'll share it with them. Thank you. Sorry, God's Not Dead, released in 2014, and is directed by Harold Kronk, who's also directed such films like Silver Bell, God's Not Dead 2, God Bless the Broken Road, and Unbroken Path to Redemption. And this film is starring Hercules himself, Kevin Sorbo, Shane Harper, David A.R. White, Dean Cain, Duck Dynasty's Willie Robertson, and Newsboys, who apparently is a Christian rock band. I definitely did not know that, and the reason why we're talking about God's Not Dead today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from one of my contributors and supporters of this channel, Dr. Camp. Thank you very much again for this recommendation. I really do appreciate it. If anyone else out there also wants to be like Dr. Camp and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that's in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Dr. Camp here. Before I get into the plot, please know we're covering spoilers in this thing, because I got a lot of issues with this movie, and I can't be vague about it. I'm gonna get into specifics. You've been warned. Josh Wheaton is a freshman college student who is just signing up for classes, and he's been signed up for a philosophy class with a professor who is the atheist of all atheists. And on the first day in this class, the professor forces the students to write on a blank sheet of paper that God is dead and to sign their name. That way they can forgo the Christianity and religion discussion and they can move over to the other philosophers in the class curriculum. Well, Josh is too hardcore of a Christian to sign his name, so his professor gives him an assignment to have 3 different lectures throughout the semester to try to convince everyone that God is not dead, and if he is not able to convince everyone of this, then he fails the class. And then the movie is sprinkled in with a whole bunch of other cheesy after-school specialty bullshit storylines that all contribute to the idea of how Christianity is so amazing and how it's just so great and so fulfilling, and gosh, everyone just needs to be a Christian because, I mean, after watching this movie, how could you not? Everyone is just so happy being a Christian. I have so many issues with this movie, and I get where this film is coming from because I used to be this. This Josh character, I used to be this person. I used to defend God. I used to defend Christianity in my downtime. In high school, gosh, I was so obsessed with religion and Christianity. I wanted to be a minister. I wanted to be a pastor when I grew up. And then I went to college and I learned other things. And I learned about the hypocrisies of the church. I grew up in the political side of the church. My family worked for the church, so I got to see all of the hypocritical BS political stuff that happens behind the scenes. So it's not like I'm just commenting on Christianity like, oh, it sucks. No, I've actually been a part of it, and I've seen all sides of Christianity, and I hate it. So there's my credibility for you. But I used to be this character of Josh, and good for him to where when his professor is forcing his students to write on a sheet of paper that God is dead, sign their name, and he's refusing to do so, good for him, because, like, no professor does that. If a professor does that, they would be fired the next day, or at least the next week or the next semester. Like, my God. And this is where one of the issues that I had with this film got started, because this film definitely produced by a Christian organization to promote Christianity. This film is a propaganda piece to help, spread awareness and to bring in recruits to the religion. And their way of going about that is to convince everyone, if you are a Christian and you go to college, just know that everyone at that university is an atheist. Every student in your classroom, every professor is an atheist. They don't believe in God. So don't listen to them and don't let them bully you around. There is no professor who is going to bully you for your beliefs in their classroom. There is a code of conduct in every single syllabus that states everyone has the right to learning, everyone has the right to education, and you will never, ever be criticized for your beliefs, who you are, where you come from, your sexual orientation. So for this film to have this professor, he's Hercules. He's always been Hercules to me with this really, really bad goatee. To have him be the professor of a philosophy class and just get annoyed with the idea of religion in general, and just to skip over the discussion and to skip over the section of the textbook that covers religion, like, no, you can't do that. Religion and philosophy, like, go hand in hand. They're on parallel roads. You have to talk about it. You can't just ignore one thing and then talk about the other. You're a terrible professor if you do that. Again, no professor in real life would ever do this. So on one end, with the writing of this film, good for this character, Josh. He's sticking by his convictions, and he's going to convince everyone that God is not dead. But then we move to the other characters, and my God, if you have any type of, like, self-success, if you have any selfish feelings towards yourself and your own happiness and your own mental health, and it's not in the name of God, well then, my God, you are being controlled by Satan, and your life, like, you're going to go to hell when you die. And the characters in this movie who are the hardcore Christians will say that to these other people. They'll say that with a smile on their face. Ugh. I hate it so much. Watching this movie reminds me of just how much I hate organized religion. I am not an atheist. I personally really want to believe that there is some omnipotent force out there that is overseeing everything, or there is some force that is connecting all of us together, whether it's karma, whether it's any other religion out there besides Christianity. I don't care. I hope that there's something out there. But for all of these hardcore Christians in this film to just have their nose up in the air, talking down to all of these people. And if these people are not hardcore Christians, well, they're going to get cancer, right? They're going to become lawyers, and they're going to be rich, but they're building their cell in hell. Oh my God, my poor son. If your family is Muslim, but if you personally are being attracted towards Christianity, and you like the story of Jesus, and you like praying to him, and he is your Lord and Savior, well, my God, if your father finds out, he's just going to cast you out because he's Muslim, and they're just so hard on you. They're not loving at all. They're not forgiving at all. But us Christians, but yes, we are. Come on over here. Hey, and while you're at it, why don't you come on over to this great rock concert where all of us Christians hang out? Yeah, it's going to be a great time. And then I have cancer, and I have no one. I have no one. Friends, family, a husband. I just don't know where to go. No one's here to listen to me. Oh, wait. There's a great Christian rock concert going on, and I'm hanging out with the band backstage, and they're praying for me. They're sending their thoughts and prayers over my way. I can feel the cancer being lifted out of my skin. Oh my God, I'm cured. And I'm not making that up. These are actual story points that happen in this fucking film. But the worst bit in here is when Kevin Sorbo's Hercules character, when he is redeemed and he's reading his letter from his mom and he wants to get back with his girlfriend, he starts running to the concert because he knows that's where she is. And it's raining. And then the priest with the missionary, they're finally in their car, they're driving, and they hit Hercules. They hit Kevin Sorbo. He goes flying. And one of the priests comes over and is like, oh, his lungs are collapsing. He's not going to make it. So one of the priests, gosh, thank God he was there. He takes Kevin Sorbo's final confession, his last confession, and he dies right there in the rain. 5 minutes later, at the fucking concert, the Duck Dynasty dude comes on the screen and says, hey, you got 100 contacts in your phone? Why don't you text every single one of them that God's not dead? That's 1 million people texting around the world that God's not dead. Gosh, I really do think God would appreciate that. And the missionary dude who is overlooking all of this, like, they hit the guy. They hit the guy and killed him. He gets the text that God's not dead, and he says, this is a good day. God is good. Fuck you, mister. God is good? Okay. You two just killed a man. They didn't show it, but gosh, I hope the police were there reading their Miranda rights and booking them in jail because they fucking killed a dude. And I'm sorry, if I ever accidentally killed a dude with my car and I got a text saying God's not dead, I would throw that phone as far as I could possibly chuck it. I killed a guy, but oh, I've just been told God's not dead. So, I mean, gosh, I was feeling guilty and I was feeling sad, but fuck. I feel great now. Gosh, life is great. I'm glad I'm alive because God's not dead. He is, but God's not. That is this movie. That is this movie in a nutshell. It is fucking terrible. Now, if you are a Christian and you are showing this in your Sunday school or your youth group and you're trying to convince them that Christianity is the thing for them and to get them hooked in it, then yeah, definitely show this. It's a propaganda piece. It's an advertisement for Christianity. Why wouldn't you show this in Sunday school? Definitely. Go. Show it. But to anyone else who is allowing themselves to accept that there are other religions in the universe or other options in the universe and in the world for us to accept, don't show us this bullshit because we're gonna throw it back in your fucking face just like I've been doing this entire time. No thank you. I'm gonna give God's Not Dead half a Blu-ray.
No! No!
So guys, if you've seen God's Not Dead, what did you think about it? If you are a Christian and you don't like the things I said about this movie, then I'd welcome you. Please, comment below, let me know what you thought about it, and just tell me all the terrible things and how bad I am as a person. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.